and welcome to another episode. Ready to go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Channel 8 Update. I'm Jess Labella.
I'm Joe Drake.
And I'm Danielle Lorenzo.
This week we have all your local news, weather, a sports update on your Fredonia Blue Devils, and the latest in both the Ukraine crisis and the Pistorius case. But first, we wanted to let everyone know that there will be a full lunar eclipse happening tonight between 12:53 and 6 a.m. However, we understand that Fredonia's weather is not always cooperative, so let's hope that the skies clear up in time to witness this incredible phenomenon.
Okay, for our first story, in California tonight, a FedEx truck collided with a charter bus full of students, killing 10 people and sending more than 30 to the hospital. Most of the victims were teenagers. The accident happened on Interstate 5 near Orland, Glenn County. The FedEx truck crossed into oncoming traffic and struck a northbound car before hitting the bus. The drivers of the bus and truck were killed, along with 8 of the bus's passengers. Witnesses said the FedEx tractor-trailer truck was already in flames when it crossed a median at a 10-degree angle and slammed into the bus. Investigators state that the southbound truck didn't brake as it entered the northbound lane. Investigators found 175 feet of tire marks left by the bus, indicating the driver attempted to avoid crashing into the truck. The students on the bus came from 31 high schools across Southern California. They were heading to Humboldt State University, where an event called Spring Preview Plus was being held. The event is intended for students from families without a large income, or in which the student would be the first to attend college. Obviously, this is not the weekend the students had in mind. 2 other buses in the caravan made it to Humboldt State, where their passengers were brought to the dorms and offered counseling.
The Women and Gender Study program is at it again with a great event put on by the seniors on the Gender and Social Change Capstone. Jog for Justice is inspired by the Color Run and will be a 3K fun run to be held on April 27th at 1 p.m. The run will start and end at Dodds Hall on campus. The registration fee is $10 and includes refreshments and a t-shirt for the first 200 people registered. Pre-registration can be found in McEwen Hall leading up to the event. But if you can't catch that table, registration at the event is from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in Dodds Hall. All of the proceeds will be donated to the Evergreen Health Services in Jamestown, a local HIV/AIDS community service organization. Come support the Gender and Social Change Capstone at the Jog for Justice.
It's been a long road full of debates, meetings, and public outcries, but all's well that ends well. FredFest 2014 is on. Fredonia's Spectrum Group has formally announced the 34th annual FredFest, which will take place on Saturday, May 3rd from 2 to 6 p.m. in Dodds Grove. The Fredonia Student Association will sponsor. The Rochester-based Dinosaur Barbecue will handle catering, with free food for students who pick up tickets in advance from the Williams Center. Community members, on the other hand, need a Fredonia student to buy their ticket for $10. The event will include other food vendors, inflatables, giveaways, a photo booth, and, of course, some local bands. To guarantee your barbecue dinner, you must be in line by 3 p.m. with your ticket. Any unclaimed plates will go up for sale at 4:30. Student tickets are available now until May 3rd. Faculty and staff can buy their tickets starting April 21st. Make sure to hold on to your ticket and photo ID at all times during the event. There are a few rules the school is asking attendees to follow at FredFest. No outside food or drink is allowed. Any moshing or crowd surfing will get you kicked out. Attendees need to let university police check their IDs and bags when they enter FredFest. Obviously, we all want to go a little crazy, but safety should still be on everyone's minds. As if FredFest isn't exciting enough for you, other clubs will also be hosting events that same day from 6 in the evening to midnight. For more information, go to the Campus Life office in the Williams Center.
Friday night, the Marion Art Gallery and Rockefeller Art Center hosted an opening reception for its newest exhibit, entitled Self-Portrait. The senior exhibition is presented by students in the Department of Visual Arts and New Media. Some of the artist features include Maribel Avila, Allison Dyer, Stephanie Fletcher, Jonathan McCrae, Barbara Sum, and Jessica Wilcox. If you didn't get a chance to see the opening event, please stop by the Marion Art Gallery and see all of these artists' hard work.
For a whopping 12 hours on Saturday night and early Sunday morning, Steele Hall was taken over by Colleges Against Cancer for their annual event, Relay for Life. The event was created to help raise awareness about cancer and to raise funds for research. In just one night, SUNY Fredonia raised over $25,000 for the American Cancer Society. WNYF-TV broadcasted the entire event. Relay for Life included remembering those lost to cancer and a fight back speech to motivate everyone to keep up the battle against the disease. Fredonia's a cappella groups gave fantastic vocal performances throughout the night. Other clubs set up games and activities. Brendan Orr hosted the broadcast of the event with Jenna Kuhlman, interviewing people throughout the night. Jenna Kuhlman went around the room and checked out some of the many activities.
All right, I'm here with Matt Samatello, and we are at the Alpha Phi Omega booth right now, and they have created the game Bra Pong, kind of going off of the whole beer pong idea of college. It's about breast cancer and raising awareness for that. And Matt, you ready to play?
No.
Well, time to get ready. Here are your balls.
Thanks.
And ready? Give it a shot. We're here with Amanda. She's here playing the balloon toss challenge. She's not excited, but she has 60 seconds and she has to keep all 3 balloons in the air. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 4.8 seconds. All right. 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh, and we missed it with 20 seconds. 18 seconds left.
Hello and welcome back. FSA has invited the campus to enjoy the food of the Caribbean. Cranston Marche will host the event on April 15th. Some of the food to be offered includes Jumu Victory Soup, grilled whitefish, white mango chutney, barbecue ham sandwich, Caribbean-style oxtail, and jerk chicken pasta. The dessert for the night will include coconut cupcakes and flan Caribbean shaved ice. Be sure to stop in during the normal hours to taste this treat.
Sounds delicious, Jess. We here at Channel 8 Update would like to take a moment to congratulate the cast, crew, and musicians of Rent. They had 2 full weekends of performances, with the second weekend completely sold out. The well-known characters Mark, Roger, Collins, Joanne, Mimi, Maureen, and the wise and lovely Angel took to the Marvel stage in Rockefeller for the last time Saturday, leaving with a stunning performance. The story of Rent was written to bring awareness to the spread of HIV and AIDS. Audiences follow these characters for a year through the eyes of Mark, an aspiring filmmaker. Attendees watch the pain of Angel's loss in her battle against AIDS, which has a devastating effect on her loved ones. Relationships crumble and blossom as lovers and friends pull apart. This musical has had a huge influence. Many college students currently attending Fredonia grew up listening to its music. Anyone sitting in the Marvel Theater for the performances could feel the passion the actors had for their roles. Tom Laughlin, the director, wanted to create a truly unique experience for the audience. The character Mark directly addressed audience members, stretching the fourth wall. The set was multiple stories high and included a working elevator. Rent has come to an end, leaving the SUNY Fredonia campus to eagerly wait for whatever the Department of Theater and Dance has in store up its sleeve.
Now, I actually got the opportunity to see Rent this past Thursday, and I have to say I was blown away. It was really, really good.
It's fantastic.
I wish I could have seen it.
It sold out. Most of the performances were sold out, so it really drew a large crowd. It was really, really good. Moving on to some movie information. Michael Bay is introducing a new trilogy to the Transformers franchise. The new movie, set to premiere on June 27th, will also feature a new human lead, played by Mark Wahlberg. Many rumors have circled the film's lead in the last few months. Among them were that former lead Shia LaBeouf was fired. Bay has insisted that the decision for the former star to leave the franchise was mutual and that it was time for a fresh start to the franchise. It's kind of like a new Transformers, Bay told Entertainment Weekly. We had 3, the first trilogy, and this is going to be the next one. The new film will feature 2 new characters, including a bounty hunter called Lockdown and a fire-breathing dragon called Grimlock.
Saturday was an unusual day in Nevada, where a cow rancher and the government finished a standoff over the use of federal grazing land. Hundreds of armed protesters supporting Cliven Bundy. The standoff lasted for days as the government gathered Bundy's cattle, which it has since returned. Bundy had stopped paying the U.S. Bureau of Land Management's fee for ranchers to use the land, as well as ignored court dates. At the peak of the standoff, there were around 1,000 people dressed in camouflage and carrying guns all across the Bundy family farm. The supporters came from all over the West, from California to Idaho. The government was attempting to protect the Mojave Desert tortoise that lives in the area. Both parties will now attempt to reach a settlement in court, and it is estimated that Bundy owes about $1 million in payments and late fees. While this protest was settled without any gunfire, the situation could easily have escalated into violence. Luckily, no one was harmed. The big concern now is that a dangerous precedent could be set. How many other ranchers will follow suit when they don't get what they want? Whether or not Cliven Bundy will go along with government policy in the future is definitely up in the air.
A student armed with a knife went on a stabbing and slashing spree at a high school near Pittsburgh on Wednesday morning, leaving as many as 20 people injured, including 4 students who suffered serious wounds, authorities said. The suspect, a male student, was taken into custody and was questioned by the police. Dr. Chris Coffin, the trauma doctor at Forbes Regional Medical Center, said 2 victims were in surgery and 1 was awaiting surgery. All 3 were stabbed in the torso, abdomen, chest, or back. 7 teens and 1 adult were listed in serious condition at Forbes Hospital. School officials issued a bulletin on its website saying, "A critical incident has occurred at the high school. All elementary schools are canceled. The middle and high school students are secure." The district later announced that the high school students were being moved to another school in the district, where their parents could pick them up. All the victims were expected to survive, despite a trauma surgeon at the hospital where the most seriously wounded were taken, saying some suffered potentially life-threatening injuries.
Up next, we've got an update for you on the Pistorius case and information on 2 natural disasters of the past week. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Shelters are the best places to find a new pet.
What a perfectly beautiful little lady.
That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals.
You little rascal.
Eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet.
Oh, ladies first.
Be that person. Adopt.
This is living. Hey, kid.
To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Every book is an adventure waiting to come to life. Visit new worlds. Encounter new friends. And discover the power of reading. Go to read.gov to read A Princess of Mars, the first novel to feature John Carter. A new world awaits. Read.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Hello and welcome back. For the second week in a row, Oscar Pistorius will take the stand and face off against Chief Prosecutor. Prosecutor Jerry Nell has accused the athlete of hiding the truth about the death of Reva Steenkamp, whom he shot last year through a closed bathroom door in his luxury home. Today, Nell continued to try and point out inconsistencies between what he originally said and his testimony in court to show he is tailoring his evidence. The trial will continue on Tuesday morning with the prosecutors picking up where they left off.
On to some more serious news, the world is asking the question, when should investigators scan the ocean floor for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370? According to some analysts, the answer is now. It's been days since any potential signals from the missing aircraft's data recorders have been picked up. A top official from the company that manufactures the locator beacons says that the batteries powering the black boxes are probably dead at this point. This means that searchers might not be able to detect any more pings to help find pieces of the missing plane. Every good effort has been expanded, but it's now looking like the batteries are failing and it's time to start scanning the seafloor, said Rob McCallum, a CNN analyst and ocean search specialist. More than 5 weeks into the search for the missing plane, and in some ways, investigators are back to square one. One thing's for sure, they're nowhere near solving the mystery.
On to more national news. The Ukrainian city of Sloviansk is one of several taken over by armed fighters presumed to be supporters of Russia, according to the BBC. Russia claims to have nothing to do with the attacks, a claim that many in the international community doubt. Sloviansk, located in the eastern part of the Ukraine, has had its police stations and streets taken over last Saturday by camouflaged men with guns. At least one Ukrainian officer is dead, while other people on both sides have been hurt. Clearly, the tensions in the Ukraine-Russia region remain high, even after Russia's voter-endorsed takeover of Crimea. The offenses couldn't come at a worse time, with diplomatic discussions planned for sometime this week. Ukraine is now planning some form of anti-terror operation, though what actions that plan entails and if it can succeed in retaking Sloviansk remains to be seen. For the time being, Ukraine's Interior Minister Arsen Avakov is warning the Sloviansk population to stay inside for their own safety.
It was announced earlier today that the European Union and the US will impose further sanctions on Russia over its actions in Ukraine, where unrest continues in the eastern region of the country. EU foreign ministers said that they had decided to expand the list of those subject to assets freeze and visa ban. It was also decided to provide $1 billion to Ukraine for economic assistance. This comes after tensions rose due to pro-Russian activists occupying buildings in eastern Ukrainian cities, as Jess was saying. President Barack Obama is planning on discussing the Ukrainian crisis via phone with Russian President Vladimir Putin as early as today.
Another area accustomed to natural disasters was affected recently. Yesterday, the Solomon Islands were affected. They had a massive earthquake of a 7.5 magnitude, and a tsunami warning was actually put in place. This came actually a day after they suffered another earthquake. Due to the location of the island, volcanic activity and earthquakes are not unusual. But since the tsunami warning has taken effect, people have been told to stay indoors for their own safety. Also, areas such as Vanuatu and Papua New Guinea are also being affected. However, there was no major damages or deaths due to this latest tremor that occurred just 12 miles under the seabed. The earthquake started at 7:14 a.m. and was followed by a strong aftershock. There may have been a small tsunami created at the epicenter of the affected area, and it affected an area southeast of Honiara, but any damages that occurred were minor. This area was also devastated last week by floods that have killed 20 people.
While fires are common in Chile this time of year due to the high temperatures, the devastation that affected the city of Valparaiso was unusually harsh. 12 people have been killed, while more than 10,000 have been evacuated. The fire started on Saturday and continued during the night. The fire destroyed hundreds of homes, but 1,200 firefighters are attempting to extinguish it. Valparaiso was even declared a disaster zone. As of now, the center of the city has been spared the worst of the damage. Part of the challenge in stopping the fire is Valparaiso's layout, consisting of steep hills and narrow streets separated by predominantly older buildings. The BBC was able to talk to the president of Chile, President Bachelet, said the following in regards to the situation. The people of Valparaiso have courage, have strength, and they aren't alone. In some places, the fires have started again, so we're working on this, and people will continue to be protected. The Red Cross is on location, providing shelter, food, and basic supplies to evacuees. This is the second disaster to hit Chile in less than a month. On April 1st, northern Chile experienced an 8.2 magnitude earthquake.
This next report concerns the Vatican, where Pope Francis promised sanctions against priests who abuse children. CNN tells us Francis has taken some action to deal with problems of sexual abuse within the church, including forming a committee to aid the victims. He also widened the church's definition of criminal behaviors so that it included such abuse. The International Catholic Child Bureau's representative, Alessandra Aula, expressed her pleasure with Francis' recent actions and words, saying it is a message we all were waiting for, end quote. Francis stressed that only some priests engage in these criminal activities and asked forgiveness for their actions. However, not everyone is confident in the church's ability to deal with sexual abuse, including the UN, that implied the church cared more about reputation than action. Whether or not Francis will follow through with his words and initiatives, and whether or not he even has the power to do so, remains to be seen.
Sylvia Burwell is President Barack Obama's nominee for the position of Health and Human Services. Now it's up to the Senate to vote on whether or not Burwell will receive the position. The current secretary, Kathleen Sebelius, resigned after experiencing pressure from Republicans. It's no secret that Obamacare, the new healthcare program, has suffered a fair amount of obstacles. Up until now, President Obama hasn't listened to Republicans. He has appointed Burwell under the hope she can continue the work that Sebelius started. Sebelius fought a long, hard battle to create a new form of healthcare. Burwell, on the other hand, has held multiple high-ranking government positions, including a job in the Treasury Department during the Clinton administration. She was quoted saying, "I look forward to carrying on the important work of ensuring that children, families, and seniors have the building blocks of healthy and productive lives."
Coming up after the break, Danielle has the latest in the sports world after this week's weather.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Hello and welcome back to Channel 8 Update. Now we go to Joe with the weather.
Thanks, Jess. This week's weather... This week's weather is all over the place, as I'm sure both of you know. We got a taste of summer temperatures today. People were in shorts and doing homework on the quad. But now we're facing the possibility of snow. which will hopefully settle back into more typical weather, the spring weather. Here are the details. Tonight, the temperature is going to drop from the toasty 72 degrees we were just enjoying down to 35 degrees overnight. Thunderstorms should start early in the evening. The wind will die down and turn into a rain and snow mix later on. This will continue into Tuesday morning and might stick around for the rest of the day, with a likely high of 35. Wednesday will still be cold with a high of 37, should at least be sunny. Thursday brings hope of a warmer weekend, with some temperature of, Fridays, excuse me for 1 second. Thursday brings hope of a warmer weekend with a low chance of rain and a high temperature of 56 degrees. Friday's low is a not too hot, not too cold 42. The long weekend is predicted to be in the 50s. Saturday's got a chance of rain, but in all, it should be better than this pretty weird week. Now over to Danielle with the sports news.
Hi everyone. Another great win from Fredonia State women's lacrosse team this weekend. The team defeated SUNYAC opponent Oneonta 13-8 at University Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Katie Gulagbeev scored 5 goals leading the Blue Devils offense. Marissa Cousins had 4 goals for the game and also caused 3 turnovers and recovered 2 ground balls. Christy Klein and Emily Pulaski both were able to score 2 goals. Klein also seized 6 draw controls and recovered 4 ground balls. Fredonia improved to 9-3 overall and 3-1 in the SUNYAC. Fredonia State will resume SUNYAC competition on Tuesday when they take on Buffalo State at 4 p.m. in Buffalo. Fredonia State and the Potsdams split their softball doubleheader at the Blue Devil Diamond on Saturday. The Devils were able to pull off the win in the first game 3-2, but the Bears came back and gained a 4-0 victory in the second game. Kelsey Gannett successfully pitched both games for the Blue Devils. Gannett flipped a 5-hitter with 12 strikeouts in Game 1. She followed with a complete Game 5 hitter with 7 strikeouts in Game 2. 3 of the 4 runs she allowed in the second game were unearned. The Devils fall to 5-10 overall and 2-4 in the SUNYAC. Fredonia State heads to a non-conference doubleheader at Medaille this week. On to the boys. The Fredonia State baseball team defeated New Paltz 2-1 on Friday afternoon. Senior Sean Larson threw 8 strong innings before giving away to fellow senior Kyle Gray. Gray struck out all 3 batters in the 9th to earn the save. The Blue Devils out-hit the Hawks 9-5. Larson upped his record 2-1 on the season. The save was Gray's 3rd. Fredonia improves to 8-9 overall and 3-2 in the SUNYAC. Fredonia will face Oswego State this weekend. On to more national news, Bubba Watson earned back his green jacket by winning his 2nd Masters title in 3 years. Watson shot a final round 69 in Augusta National to pull away from Jordan Spieth on the back 9 to win. Watson denied Spieth from making a different kind of history. 20-year-old Spieth would have been the youngest to win the Masters. Watson became the 3rd player in the last 22 majors to win multiple major championship. He is also the 17th with more than 1 Masters. Michael Phelps' retirement has now ended. Phelps announced that he will enter his first competition since the 2012 London Games. Phelps is anticipated to swim at the Arena Grand Prix in Mesa, Arizona from April 24th to 26th. This is his first steps towards competing in the 2016 Olympics in Reno. The swimmer has won a record of 22 Olympic medals, 18 of them are gold. Phelps will be 31 by the time the Summer Games in Brazil are on. And I'm really excited to see all the swimming action and everything, and I always love watching him. He's such a great athlete.
It wasn't a very long retirement.
Yes, no, it wasn't at all.
And now it's time for some sad news. An 8-year-old cancer patient made the friend of a lifetime. Her name was Lacey Holsworth, and we are sad to announce that she passed away early last week. She fought valiantly against neuroblastoma, which she was diagnosed with in 2011. Doctors found tumors on both her kidney and spine that restricted her movement. Michigan State's Adrian Payne played for the Spartans basketball team that competed in the NCAA tournament. Payne formed an instant bond with Lacey and her family and took her on many public outings, often carrying her. He even took her up the ladder to cut down the net after Michigan State won the Big Ten championship. We here at WNYF want to express our sincerest condolences to Adrian Payne and the Holsworth family.
Some lighter news. CBS didn't take very long to find a new leading man. On Thursday, the TV network announced the replacement for outgoing Late Show host David Letterman. Stephen Colbert, whose satirical Comedy Central show, The Colbert Report, takes place at the same time, has landed the sought-after gig. Simply being a guest on David Letterman's show has been the highlight of my career, Colbert said in a statement released by CBS. I'm thrilled and grateful that CBS chose me. Now, will you excuse me? I have to go grind a gap in my front teeth. Letterman also seemed happy with the decision. Stephen has always been a real friend to me. I'm flattered that CBS chose him. I also happen to know they wanted another guy with glasses. A representative for Comedy Central wished Colbert the best, but reminded viewers that he will remain on his current show until early next year. We look forward to the next 8 months of the groundbreaking Colbert Report and wish Stephen the very best, which I'm sure we're all very excited for that. I know Jess is a big fan of that.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see a satirical news show go to a talk show. I mean, we're all used to that version of Colbert, so it'll be interesting to see how he adjusts. On behalf of WNYF, we'd like to thank you for sticking with us all for Channel 8 Update. I'm Jess LaBella.
I'm Joe Drake.
And I'm Danielle Lorenzo.
And I'd like to wish everyone a happy Passover. Thank you all for watching.